Alright guys, sorry, I tried to go live today, my internet connection was crap, so I deleted the video. I'm going to try to redo it for you guys, okay? So today I want to talk to you guys about what are 5 tips to help you stay motivated on eBay to make more money on eBay. So obviously, right, the more items that you list on eBay, the more items you're going to sell. And the more sales you make, the more money you're going to make, right? Well, sometimes the problem is that you have items that you need to list, you're just not motivated to list it. You know, I have a big box. I'll show you guys. I have a big box of like, you know, 100 DVDs or 100, let's say, remotes that I need to get listed, but I'm just not motivated to list it. You know, what do we need to in that case, okay? So I got 5 tips right here on my notebook. The first thing is, number one thing that I do to help stay motivated is you give yourself a goal and a target, right? So let's say my goal for this weekend on my main eBay store, I have 3,450 items. So I want to get to 3,600 items listed by this weekend, right? So you have to have a goal, you have to have a target of what you need to get done. Like on my second eBay store, I just started it Saturday, and the most that I can list is 200 items. So right now I'm at 100 items, right? So my goal is if I'm here at 100, by the end of the weekend, by Sunday, I want to max it out and get to 200 items, right? So that's the goal. But so in order to, you know, to get motivated, to get stuff done on eBay, you need to have a target. You don't want to be, you know, have a blindfold on, like you're swinging out a piñata with a blindfold on and you can't see, you don't have a direction, you don't have a target. You can't possibly hit a target if you don't know what the target is that you're trying to hit, right? Does that make sense? So that's number one, is give yourself a goal, give yourself a target of what you need to get done, okay? So like I said, maybe this weekend, you started off the weekend and your goal was to get 100 items listed. You have 100 items right now, and by the end of Sunday, the goal is to get 200 items listed, right? So we're going to break that down, okay? So number 2 is I make a list, okay? So as you guys see, I have a big notebook, and every day I have a little checklist of things that I need to get done, right? So on my checklist, it might be, you know, pull orders, ship out packages, go to the post office, drop them off. It might be, you know, you need to go to the gym and do cardio for 30 minutes, you know, whatever. You need to pick the kids up from school, you know, you need to clock in and go to work. Whatever it is I need to get done, you want to give yourself a notebook and a checklist, so that way when you wake up, it's almost like someone that's going to the grocery store, right? And they have a notebook and a checklist of everything they want to get to the grocery store. They don't want to forget something. They don't want to leave the grocery store and say, oh, I forgot, I needed to get, you know, a carton of eggs or a gallon of milk and I forgot. So they have a little notebook they bring with them to the grocery store. So you want to have, conversely, you want to have a notebook and you write stuff down in this notebook so you can keep track of what you need to get done that day. You know, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to just wake up and not have a plan of attack of what you need to get done the next day, right? Does that make sense? So that's what I do. Number 3 is when you're listing items, you can take a break, okay? So let's say my goal is to get 50 items, or let's say 60 items listed today, okay? Well, I'll list 20 items, then I'll get up and take a break. Maybe I'll go take a shower. Maybe I'll go cook dinner, grab something to eat. Maybe I'll get up and go for a walk. I'll get up and do something different that's not related to listing items on eBay, so I'll take a break. I won't just list 100 items straight. Maybe my goal is to get 50 items listed, and I'll do 25, get up, take a break, go do something, then come back and list another 25 items. So you're taking a break, you're not doing it all at once. Instead of it being a big mountain, you're breaking it down, you're chunking it into half, okay? So the next thing is number 4 is I give myself a reward. Remember when you were a kid? When I was a kid, I always wanted to go and do things. Let's say I wanted to go have a sleepover at Jimmy's house, right? So my parents would say, okay, if you want to go over to Jimmy's house, you got to go do the dishes, you have to go take out the trash, you got to go make your bed. There was a whole list of things that they gave me that I needed to get done in order for me to get my reward. Or let's say my reward was I wanted to have ice cream, I wanted to have dessert, right? My parents are like, okay, cool, Jeff, you want to go and have dessert, right? Well, then you need to go eat all the food on your plate. That means you have to eat broccoli, you have to eat green beans, you have to eat corn, you have to eat all the food that you don't want to eat in order to get to the reward, which is having ice cream for dessert, right? So conversely, in real world, you know, when you were a kid, your parents did that to you, you got to kind of give yourself the same kind of game. Maybe let's say your goal is, hey, it's 4th of July weekend, I want to go out to the beach, okay? So in order for me to go to the beach, I need to get 50 items listed on my eBay store, then we go to the beach and have fun, right? But we need to meet our goal. We need to give yourself you need to give yourself a goal, like a reward, and say, okay, I need to get XYZ done, just like when your parents did to you, and they said you need to go make your bed, you need to go take out the trash, you need to go do laundry, right? Your parents gave you a whole list of things you needed to get done, okay? So you need to give yourself a list of things that you need to get done, and then the reward, your ice cream, is you get to go to the beach, or you get to go out and shoot basketball, whatever. You get to go and drive, put a convertible top down on your car and go cruising. You get to go shoot off fireworks with your family, right? So that's your reward, but you're giving yourself a reward. It's like finding a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? Does that make sense? And number 5 is have an accountability partner, okay? So in order to get stuff done, my accountability partner is my little brother, okay? So we talk on the phone every day, almost every other day, and I'll say, hey dude, my goal right now, I have 0 items in my second eBay store, and I want to get to 100. And so I'll tell him that's what I want to get done today. So later that day, or the next day, he'll call me and say, hey Jeff, you said you were going to get 100 items listed on an eBay store. I can log in and look at your eBay store and see how many items you have listed. Now, you told me you're going to have 100 items listed. Is there 100 items listed in your store? And I can say, yeah, dude, I got it. No problem. There is definitely 100 items listed in my store. So that could be your secret weapon, right? That's what I wrote down in my notebook. Secret weapon is to have an accountability partner. Your accountability partner might be your spouse, your husband, your wife. It could be your parent, friend, brother, sister, uncle, but just somebody you talk to on a regular basis that can keep you accountable. So you can't take the easy way out. You can't give yourself a goal and say, yeah, I said I was going to list 100 items, but, I was tired. I wasn't really feeling it. My stomach was bothering me. It was a hot day. I was exhausted. I wanted to lay down and take a nap. No, none of that. They can keep you accountable. They can log in and look at your eBay store every single day, and you can't fake it. You can't get away with nothing. They know exactly where you are, what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and they can hold you accountable to help you get more stuff done. It's kind of like holding your feet to the fire. They'll say, okay, no, wait. You said you were going to get 100 items listed. Now I want to see it. The proof is in the pudding. Show me the 100 items you said you were going to get listed. That is my secret weapon number 5, okay? So like I said, number 1 is set a goal and have a target on your eBay store, right? Number 2 is make a list and stick to it. Number 3 is get up and take a break. Number 4 is give yourself a reward. Get ice cream have dessert after you get done doing everything. Give yourself a reward. And number 5, a secret weapon, is have an accountability partner. Now, when I tried to go live earlier, someone asked me a question why I have multiple eBay stores. My first eBay store, primarily, I'm going to have DVDs, Blu-rays, and video games and VHS tapes and stuff in my first eBay store. And my second eBay store is I'm going to go ahead and try to put everything else in my second eBay store, right? So in the past 60 days, my sales were about $6,000 in sales in the past 60 days. So not great. It's about $100 a day in sales. Excuse me, but my plan is I'm thinking, man, if I had a second eBay store up and running, instead of just depending on that one stream of income and generating $6,000 in sales over 60 days, over 2 months, that's about $3,000 a month in sales. I'm like, if I have 2 eBay stores up and running, and I should be able to double the amount of results, right? So now instead of having one eBay store generating $6,000 in sales, now I have 2 eBay stores up and running, and maybe at the end of 2 months, maybe now I have $12,000 in sales instead as opposed to $6,000, because I'm selling different merchandise. So maybe sales particularly may be down in one category on DVDs and video games, but then the other category, as far as, let's say, blue jeans, or let's say I'm listing TV remote, sales might be up in another category. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but that's kind of what my plan is, to have multiple streams of income, and that way I'm not just counting on one area or one little niche, right? So maybe you're mastering that niche is DVDs and video games in this one area, but you're also giving yourself an out. So anything else that's miscellaneous, let's say if I'm already at a pawn shop or a thrift store or a Goodwill, there's no reason for me to walk right by merchandise that I know that I can make a profit on just because it's not a DVD or a video game. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. Anyways, like I said, I gave you guys my 5 tips for the day. I've got to run. I've got to go do a delivery at work. I got to go to Gainesville and get some work done. So you guys have a great holiday weekend and a great 4th of July. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I have a deal that's pending with this guy. Hopefully I'll get this deal done. And it's a local deal on Craigslist. So if I get the deal done, I'll film it and show you guys this deal that I'm buying, this wholesale lot, and hopefully we'll get it done. Anyways, you guys have a great weekend, holiday weekend. eBay Addicts, peace out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.